What a shame. What a shame. Unfortunately, people do not do their research on people before they take their words. When we talk about Derek Jackson, unfortunately, people just don't. Men, we knew Derek Jackson was full of shit. Anybody, any dude that was like, any regular dude that was just like looking at him, like the common man, we could easily look at Derek. He's selling wolf tickets and he's just telling women what they want to hear. Women didn't care. They didn't want to listen. We were like, he probably got his own, he's probably cheating himself. That's what, when I looked at him and I looked at his wife, no disrespect, I was like, he's cheating. He clearly has other women. Clearly. This is a preacher type dude. This is a preacher. This is one of the red flags I told you about in one of my older videos. If you're dating a preacher, he got hoes. And if you don't like that, don't date a preacher. Anyway, let's go here. I bring up Derek Jackson just to bring up this man, this blue-haired fellow called Destiny, a man who I've lost all respect for the past 2, 3, 4 years after realizing what his personal life is. And it's not just because what his personal life is what he's literally, he's not even trying to hide it. Like this kind of stuff about his person, you need to hide that stuff. Nobody needs to know about that, because now you got like nobody even has respect for Destiny no more. Anybody that knows about his personal life. And I'll get into that in a second. I'll let you watch this clip for Fresh and Fit.
Conditions than women love men.
That sounds like the opposite of love to me.
Well,
if you love under far less conditions, that sounds like desperation.
If you take a majority of men versus a majority of women, a majority of men would like a majority of women. However, a majority of women definitely don't like a majority of men.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I think women love more. Because when they pick somebody, they're selective about it. They put more time and energy into it. Whereas for a guy, the woman is a lot more replaceable. That's why even Sneak over here was like, oh, you might step out and f another or whatever. It's like, okay, well, how much do you actually love your woman? Are you willing to do something like that? Like,
that has nothing to do with how much you love the person.
It absolutely does.
Why?
Because it requires you to step out of your own selfish frame of reference to see how your partner feels about something. If you only prioritize the things that you want in life, that says something about how you view love of another person.
It's not really prioritizing, it's just doing what you want to do.
Yeah, that's called being selfish. It's usually what you do when you don't love somebody.
Men love women.
Now, unfortunately, the sheep in the comments section, with good editing, it makes it look like Destiny made a great point. But anybody, like I said, like me, I grew up socially, I'm not going to say awkward. I always do. I'm one of those people, if I see a whole bunch of people doing something, I'm like, something's not right. Look, man, anytime I see a group of people saying, oh, this is cool, this is all right, I'm going to question it right then and there. Like I said, I grew up, all of my favorite athletes were destroyed by the media, by rumors, fake allegations, lies. I grew up, most people had the wrong impression about me every single time. And they'll literally tell me to my face, oh, I thought you were somebody else. And, oh, you're not this. I'm like, the fuck did you think I was? Anyway, man. So regarding Destiny, the blue-haired fellow, I'm going to give you guys a background on Destiny. I'm going to put it on me real quick. Young men, if you listen to this, do not listen to Destiny. This is a man. This is all documented. I'm not lying. I'm not lying about this. This man is in an open relationship with his wife. Let me repeat that again. He is in an open relationship with his wife. And really, that means open on her end, closed on his end in his case, because he did not initiate that open relationship. Okay? Let's search up Destiny's wife. His name. Exactly. Melina, her name. The hoe from Sweden. Anyway, not only is he in an open marriage with his wife, Melina, not only that, and he allows dudes to penetrate his wife openly. Like, this is stuff that I'm not saying open marriage is wrong or right. I'm just saying these are things that you got to keep behind closed doors. These are things that you don't let out in the open. So not only that, he also admits to being bisexual. Now, me personally, I didn't know. I thought that Destiny came into that relationship a bisexual man, which is usually the norm in those open relationships. A lot of the times those guys are bisexual, but a lot of those times the wife grooms the man to be bisexual to accept themselves being an open cuck. So if you do the research on Destiny, you find out that Destiny became bisexual after being with an open relationship with his wife, Melina. So he became bisexual, which meaning she groomed him to be bisexual. And a lot of the liberal ideologies and thoughts that he puts out there, that was put in him via his wife. And it brings me up to this point. When you hear guys say these weird things where basically it goes against male nature, and how his point in that video is to make it seem like a man's love is like just basically to demean a man's love over a woman's love. In actuality, that in actuality, this is this is more feminist propaganda, just more feminist, just feminism right there, and them pushing an ideology to make it seem like man bad, woman good. Now, I can see past it. Let me do a step-by-step analysis for you real quick on what he said. Because like I said, when you hear people talk, they snitch on themselves a lot. Y'all got to, hey, I'm going to start giving tutorials how to do this analyzing stuff, man, because I believe I'm one of the best at it, because I don't fall for propaganda at all. I'll say this: when I was a kid in 2008, before I was RP aware, in terms of politics wise, I used to think that Obama was going to save the day. What a sheep I was. I wisened up real quick in 2012 about that. When you start realizing what politics is really all about, you understand why Obama was placed where he was placed. Oh, let me take that tab out there. Destiny's wife. Ugh. Imagine having a wife like that. Ugh. Terrible. Anyway, let's go to this video. Let's do some analyzing.
Under far less conditions than women love men.
That sounds like the opposite of love to me.
Well,
if you love under far less conditions, that sounds like desperation.
If you take a majority of men versus a majority of women, a majority of men would like a majority of women. However, a majority of women definitely don't like a majority of men.
So Myron is making the case that basically a man's love is more respectable because the man doesn't require much from the lady to love. And Destiny is saying that sounds desperate, which he might be onto something. But that just shows, but even if Destiny has a point there, that even shows that the man's love is for real. If you take that into example, a woman will have all these requirements, like this, like what they're looking for in a man is ridiculous. When you put in like you see the female delusional calculator, and you realize they're looking for something that really doesn't exist. Now, a man will literally meet a cashier at McDonald's and literally fall in love with a cashier at McDonald's and get divorced, raped to kingdom come from a cashier at McDonald's. Or they'll meet a girl from a bus stop and think that's the love of his life. Like the standards are, women have always said that about men, but it's actually the opposite. And also, also another thing, when women are complaining about men doing this, they're really complaining about like one guy that finessed them, even though they probably finessed 12 other men that did everything for her. It was probably that one or one or two or three guys that the few guys that had the leverage over her and had standards. They're gonna call that guy abusive and whatnot. So that's another thing. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I think women love more, because when they pick somebody, they're selective about it. They put more.
No, that just shows. He said that's because women love more than the guy. No, men and women are not the same. Men love differently than women love differently. And here's the point. This is why I'm going to bring up Destiny being an open cuckold. Because this next point that he makes is he goes into selfishness. So let's continue.
More time and energy into it. Whereas for a guy, the woman is a lot more replaceable. That's why even Sneeko over here was like, oh, you might step out and another or whatever. It's like, okay, well, how much do you actually love your woman really to do something like that? Like,
so how much does your wife really love you, Destiny? You listening, bruh? How much does your wife really love you? Because if what Sneeko said was selfish, then what is your wife, bruh? Like, bruh. Oh, it's not she. You should see the women in the comment section eating this shit up. I'm like, I swear, you could. Boy, listen, man. They always say that. It'll be like, they'll make an argument like, oh, men only like younger women because they're easily more manipulative. I say all women are easily manipulative. Look how many black women voted for Biden. I'm talking about older black women. Like, it's, bruh. All women are easily manipulated. I believe most of the general public in general are easily manipulated. But definitely, but what they go, like I said, they always go through the women first because they set the bar, because the men end up conforming to that. You know what I'm saying?
That has nothing to do with how much you love the person.
it absolutely does.
Why?
Because it requires you to step out of your own selfish frame of reference to see how your partner feels about something. You only prioritize the things that you want in life. That says something about how you view love of another person.
It's not really prioritizing, it's just doing what you want to do.
Yeah, that's called being selfish.
Yeah, you're just describing your wife, bro. This is why I bring up his this is why I bring up his open cucketry, because the the ladies in the comments got me laughing because they're all like, yeah, he annihilated them, which is just good editing. It was great editing skills by whoever, the feminist. And yes, you can be a man and be a feminist. Yes, you can be a conservative and be a feminist as well. Anyway, he said nothing sexier than a man schooling boys. Bruh, if you had a son and you said, and you had what do you want your son to become like? A, Myron. Yells a lot, but is very consistent. Doesn't allow women to run over his life. Pretty successful streamer, YouTuber, millionaire, yada, yada, yada. Former FBI agent, making a lot of money now, real estate, whatever. He might have a reputation for being a misogynist, but what man isn't a misogynist? That's any man that stands on his square is considered a misogynist. Anyway, or would you rather your son become like Destiny, a guy that has blue hair, genetically just not it, pause. Anyway, allows his wife to get fucked by other men, and not only that, lets that out in the open, and not only that, is a liberal. Not only that, not only that, I sound like Martin Luther King now. Not only that, not only that, is really once you, because I don't think the women on here understand his background. If they knew Destiny's background, they'd feel bad for him, for real. So all this stuff I've listed about Destiny. Would you rather your son become like Myron or Destiny? Now, Sneeko, from what I researched, he was in an open relationship. His past relationship was an open relationship. It looks like it looks like he's realizing that he was getting played. That's why he's in such an RP rage right now for the past year, because I think he's realizing that, nigga, I got played the whole time being in an open relationship. So I don't think he's going to try that again. You know, somebody tried to bring that up like I didn't know about that, like in the comment section, or who I was arguing with. Oh yeah, this is the one. This is one of the people I replied to. Yeah. If you, whether it be, and this is the question right here. So they talking about cheating and whatnot, all about the man cheating. I'm like, so what do you think about Destiny's wife? They don't want to answer that question. They don't want to answer that question. And who is this person? This guy? This is another thing. We got way too many. There are way too many black men who are simps. I'm like, what the hell is this, man? These are the people want me to go to therapy to. And look, man, you got to do your research on people before you. Hey, man. There's no way. Like, there's no way. And these are the people that people want me to go to for help. What are they finna help me with? And it's interesting, especially when it comes to this, you know, this whole open marriage, open relationship stuff. It's way too many people that are leaving these therapist office where now, like, they got this thing called ethical non-monogamy, where the girl can do whatever she wants, and they call it ethical. I also heard this from Shambooty, that whoever that girl is, Shambooty, talking about ethical porn movement. So when the men were running it, it was non-ethical, but when the women are doing the same thing, it's ethical. What? This is what we doing. This is what we do. This is what we putting up in the air. A nigga with blue hair, a motherfucker with blue hair that lets his wife get fucked by, and he has the nerve to call out a men for stepping out and not. And their love being selfish, while your wife is got to be the most selfish motherfucker on planet Earth, sitting up under you. You're the famous streamer. I don't know really if she is, but Destiny, you're definitely more famous than that girl. She's sitting up on you, using your name for clout. You probably still paying for her stuff, and what? There's no way I'm gonna have somebody living up under me. and they fit be fucking on my bill. Shit. Ain't no way. These are the people that you holding up in the air. And then once their life starts getting, or say if Destiny fucks up one time and says something racist, then y'all gonna be talking about cancel. I'm like, he's not your king no more. Look what happened to Just Pearly. We told you, Black Manosphere members, stop simping over this girl. She's full of caca. Now she slip up. And we told you what she was, man. We told you what she was, man. Destiny is a cuck. And that is important. I'm sorry. Look what happened to Will Smith. The respect, it just goes down. It just goes down. It is what it is, man. It just is what it is. You can't be talking about men's love being selfish when your wife is clearly the most selfish person. Let me stop before I get in trouble.